Today I fucked up by watching porn, when I should have been sexting my BF. Disclaimer, new to Reddit, please excuse formatting and other newbie mistakes. I, 20F, and my BF 21M had just spent the evening getting dinner and having a wonderful night together. Went for food, went shopping, played a game together, all that jazz. Usually we like to get a little bit physical, but there were other people in the house, so obviously that was off the table. Before he went home he mentioned us sending some risky things later that night when he got home. Now before I get to that, let me reiterate the statement that I am new to Reddit and the world of amazing things in this app. Recently, I discovered that they have whole accounts dedicated to NSFW stuff fascinating. I have never in my life watched porn, something super intimidating about Pornhub, so I was a little bit weirded out, yet I decided to explore and marvel at the fact that people post that kind of stuff on here. Anyway, my BF and I are very open with each other, I tell him everything. So earlier in the evening I casually mentioned me finding some interesting stuff on Reddit, and he began to ask what kind, what I found, what subreddits, etc. He got kind of excited because he knew that porn was very new to me and was intrigued at me exploring. That made me feel pretty good. Anyways, that was pretty much the end of our convo about it. That is, until he got home. We started to text and he asked me more about my Reddit discoveries, getting on the sexy topics, you all know how it goes, and I perhaps foolishly told him what I had been looking at, and we talked about me finding something a little more my speed. Being new to porn, all the crazy stuff was a little much for me. I was then on the hunt for something a little more vanilla. So I started to look at just pictures, and then just dick pics. He seemed interested yet mentioned about being a little insecure, but we joked about some funny weird stuff that I found on there. He then started sending me pics of himself, which of course I loved, but I thought we were still on the Reddit topic, so I continued my search to find my niche that I thought he wanted me to find. Well, my stupid brain of mine was so distracted in trying to accomplish the goal of finding stuff, that I completely negated the fact that he wanted virtual sexy time with me. So a few of his pics later, he asked me why I was taking so long to respond, to which I said something to the effect of, on Reddit looking at dicks that aren't yours, not such a great look, huh? He then got very quiet and very upset, to which I completely understand. I immediately realized that I had fucked up big time. All because I thought he thought it was hot that I was watching porn. Face porn, because it totally makes sense to basically ignore your so's pics to look at others' pics so that your so will think that's hot. Like what? So here I was, with a now super insecure boyfriend, a Reddit search history no one could be proud of, and my incredible ability to create this situation itself. I swear I really am so stupid sometimes. In the moment I really thought, oh yeah, he's gonna love that I'm doing this, and meanwhile I'm ignoring his pictures. Oh my god, I could die right now. How could I be so ignorant? All because I was trying to do something I thought he would like. Clearly I need to reevaluate my life choices when it comes to this stuff. I've stayed away from porn my whole life and I'm starting to think that it was all for a reason. Thanks for reading and please be nice in the comments. Oh, and PS, my BF and I talked it all out and it is now a joke between us. We pull stupid and idiotic stuff between us a lot, and this is one big old cannonball in his arsenal of my situational belly flops. I am so lucky to have him and that he was able to see my ignorance and realize that it was all just a misunderstanding and not something more. I think I took the whole ordeal harder than he did, lol. Edit, since I'm new to Reddit I didn't really understand what the TL doctor was for, or what to put for it. Let me rewrite it. Too long didn't read. My new discovery of Reddit porn led to me ignoring my boyfriend's sexts. When he asked what was up I said something along the lines of looking at dicks that aren't yours. That was a terrible too long didn't read. Too long didn't read. Reread the title. This made me laugh more than it should have, because this would be my fiancée if she decided to try watching porn. Thanks for the chuckle, and glad to know you two are still well. I swear, sometimes my logic is so backwards. I'm glad my foo gave you a good giggle. Too long didn't read, ignored BFS sexting and went to Reddit for other guy's dick. Insecure BF was upset. r/nsfw 411 is a directory for NSFW stuff on Reddit. For research, go to the sub info and check the reader lists. That sub is honestly hilarious. People have some really strange kinks, man. He took it harder than he did. MG haha, I just noticed that lma. Today I fucked up by having a naked brawl in my dorm room and permanently scarring my history teacher. This happened about 2 years ago. For context, I live in a high school dorm of all guys, and naturally we hang out a ton in each other's rooms. That year my room was the central hangout zone and often I would let my friends chill out there when I had to leave real quick. One day I was in there with 2 friends and I had to go shower. I changed by putting the towel over me first and then unclothing, and I let my friends stay in my room while I was gone. Upon my return I kicked them both out cause it's a lot more awkward getting changed from a towel to clothes, and I also wanted some alone time. Maybe I'm weird, but when I'm alone in my room I like to just chill naked. It's just more comfortable. Anyway, this is the juicy part. So I'm kicked back in my recliner, butt naked and watching YouTube, when all of a sudden a hand emerges from my closet with a phone that's recording. Following the hand and grinning mischievously is one of my dumb shit friends, not one of the 2 who were in there previously. Apparently this guy had been hiding in my closet for over an hour playing Brawl Stars and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Naturally I start freaking the fuck out and jump up from my recliner, using my laptop to cover my crotch as it was the only thing in close proximity to me. This whole time I'm screaming every profanity in my vocabulary at this dude to get TF out, but he won't listen and keeps recording. I attempt to grab a pair of underwear, but I'm only able to swap them out with the laptop to cover my crotch, and don't actually get the chance to put them on. Then grab this guy's phone with one hand and attempt to wrestle it away, while elbowing him and covering my crotch with my underwear with the other hand. Naturally we're making a lot of noise and I'm still screaming at him, and the 2 friends that I had just kicked out overhead from the hallway and are banging on the door wondering what kind of demon magically spawned in my room that caused me to make such a racket. Then to make matters worse, the house advisor on the floor, a middle-aged female history teacher, hears the racket and decides to get involved, using her master key to unlock my door. Upon opening it she is graced with the sight of my naked body, only obstructed by a pair of underpants that I'm loosely holding over my crotch, in a full-out wrestling match with this other dude, screaming my ass off. He screams so loud that the entire dorm heard her, and slams the door immediately. To make matters worse, her 7-year-old son decided to come with her while she was on dorm duty, but thank God he was standing somewhat behind her and was shielded from the worst of it. After this my friend had a big oh shit moment and he got into some pretty serious trouble. But he was still my friend and so I didn't mention the recording phone to the house advisor, cause that had grounds for some serious CP allegations and no one needed that. He ended up deleting the video anyway. But to top it all off, this house advisor became my history teacher the next year, and I don't think either of us ever fully recovered from the awkwardness. Too long didn't read, didn't check my closet before being naked, ended up having to have a nude wrestling match with a dude that came out of it. House advisor saw it all and later had her as my history teacher. American Pie kinda story, I swear. I can imagine the shock of Zevenman. Thank you for this. I haven't laughed this hard in a week. Too long didn't read, makes it sound like you fought off some pedo who was hiding in your closet. Haha, funny thing is I'm actually a bit older than him. He apologized profusely afterwards too, so there's no hard feelings. What high schools have dorms? Expensive ones. I guess you could say your friend was in the closet both ways, playing Brawl Stars. Yes. Today I fucked up by going to the bathroom at work. This afternoon I was at work, restaurant job, when I had the sudden urge to go number 2. I had a waitress watch my tables and proceeded to go to the bathroom. While I was sitting on the john scrolling Reddit and taking care of business, the toilet flushed underneath me by itself, its motion censored. Some water splashed up at me which was disgusting, so I lifted up and let it flush. Again, the same thing happened a minute later. After that flush, it flushed 2 more times consecutively. I lifted my body up to see what was going on, and found that the toilet was clogged and filled to the brim of the seat. I freaked out and stood up, and from there it flushed again, causing my business to flow out of it and all over the floor. There was a man outside of the stall at the urinal, right next to it, and he let out a hey and went to the sink to wash his hands and leave. From there I scrambled to grab my shit, no pun intended, and got the hell out of there. I was pretty embarrassed when I left the bathroom and didn't tell anyone. One of the line cooks walked in and yelled "what the fuck?" and a manager was notified. I don't think anybody knew it was me, but the waitress that I asked to watch my tables gave me a strange look, so there's that. TL, doctor. I took care of business on a motion censored toilet and clogged it, causing it to malfunction and flood the bathroom. F. Hashtag hey. A man has flooded the toilet in Lego City. Did you even get a chance to wipe, or were you too focused on abandoning the flood? Well, you gotta quit there now, vomiting face. My guy, I know it's embarrassing, but don't leave it for the cooks. We hate faux assholes like you, Lamau.